Malcolm and Lelis made their way across the bailey, stopping in front of the heavy oak door that led to the great hall. Prince followed cheerfully behind them, his large tongue lolling out of the side of his mouth. "Nay, Lelis, Prince cannae enter the hall smelling the way he does," Malcolm said. "Your grandmother will have fits." Malcolm folded his arms over his chest and waited for his daughter to confess that it wasn't the dog who smelled so foul, 'twas her. Lelis turned to her pet, then gazed beseechingly at her father. "I can help draw the water from the well for Prince's bath." Malcolm shook his head. "I dinna have time to bathe him now, nor does anyone else," he added, anticipating her response. "He'll have to stay outside." His parents were nearly as indulgent as he was when it came to Lelis, but even their generosity did not extend to bathing a dog that they insisted should be kept in the kennels and not allowed to sleep in Lelis's bedchamber beneath her bed. Besides, for once it was not the dog who smelled so rank, but the child. Lelis frowned and pulled her bottom lip back and forth between her teeth. "Prince will feel very sad if he has to stay outside." "Aye?" "He will probably start barking, very loudly. He might even start to whimper and cry." "More than likely." Lelis's lips began to quiver. "I'll cry too." Malcolm's heart lurched at the sight of her watery eyes, and he nearly relented. Nay, she had to learn to obey, if only for her own safety. She had been warned about the dangers of the stables, but had deliberately ignored the rule. Thankfully, nothing tragic had befallen her. But what about the next time? Would she be so fortunate? His heart nearly ceased beating at the possibility. "It will take more than a few tears to take the stench off, Prince," Malcolm said casually. Lelis rubbed her eyes with the back of her hand. "He doesn't smell that bad," she insisted stubbornly. "But ye do." Malcolm leaned down, his broad nose nearly touching his daughter's. "How do ye suppose that happened?" Lelis lowered her eyes and looked away. "You shouldn't say that I smell. Grandmother says it isn't polite to insult a lady." "Aye, and a true lady doesn't lie, especially to her papa," Malcolm said reprovingly. Lelis chewed anxiously on her lower lip. "I'm sorry that I smell, Papa. May I have a bath?" "Not until ye tell me how ye got this way." The child took a deep breath, then looking uncharacteristically serious, she declared, "I stepped in some horse muck." "In the bailey?" Malcolm questioned, deciding to test her honesty. Lelis's eyes lit with excitement. She opened her mouth to agree, then paused and lowered her chin. "Nay, Papa. The muck was in the stables. I brought carrots and apples for the horses." Malcolm slowly exhaled with relief, then gave his daughter an understanding smile. "I know how much ye love being around the horses, but I've told ye many times that ye cannae feed them unless someone is with ye." "Duncan was there," Lelis protested. "An adult," Malcolm clarified. "A lad of 10 is hardly a proper escort around such fierce animals. Those horses are bred for battle. A wee lass like ye can so easily be hurt." "I'm always careful," Lelis insisted. "And the horses like me. They never hurt me. I feed them treats and sometimes weave flowers in their manes. They always look so pretty when I'm done." Malcolm tried to mask his amusement as he pictured his father, the warrior laird Brian McKenna, riding into battle on a horse with delicate purple heather in its mane. "Nevertheless, ye must do as ye are told, Lelis." "I'm sorry." Lelis heaved a long sigh. "'Tis not easy for a poor motherless child to always behave as she should. If I had a proper mother—" "Lelis," Malcolm warned, "the lack of a mother is no excuse for your behaviour, as ye well know." Lelis hung her head and slowly drew her foot across the hard dirt. Malcolm could see the muck